we could have rolled this in much room, so I guess once we get in the squad, we're on here, so. Jim, we're live. Jim. Yeah. Welcome everybody to the August 22nd, 27th meeting of the planning board. So on the agenda tonight, we have a reorganization of this board, and then I guess we would do that at the end. Just keep people going through, get minutes of July 23rd, get the formal shoreline zoning application for Rank Pond State Park, and then we get a couple of findings of facts. So everybody look to the minutes. Is there issues, anything?
I'll make a motion to accept minutes of the July 23rd, 2024 as presented.
Second, thank you. Yeah, grab a town pen. Oh, that works. Any questions, discussion, all those in favor? Before we get into the next thing, I'd just say, I'd like to say thanks for whomever who enacted it. I got Heather onto the webpage as a planning board member here. She's been part of this board for well over a year, and we've been complaining to the administration that, you know, when people volunteer, they should be at least recognized for that. So I'm glad that you're there, or somebody can do the mission. Yeah. So, all right, so we'll go into, let's deal with the Rank Pond State Park folks. So if you'd like to come up here, sit here. We used to have a running joke that the gentleman that used to do the recording and taping would say, don't bang the table, make sure you get the mic on you. You take a portable, whatever, just so everybody at home can hear what's going on.
You're good. You don't need.
Yep,
No.
That's right.
Yeah, no, you're
Pay
good.
all this money.
All right, thank you. Good evening. My name is Lee Allen. I'm civil engineer with Colby Company. We're a multidisciplinary firm out of Portland. We do architecture, engineering, civil engineering, mechanical, structural. We do the whole thing. We're here today to talk about the improvements that we're proposing for Rank Pond State Park. There's 4 separate projects that we're looking at. Starting with the first, we're going to demolish the existing bathhouses and boardwalk and reconstruct new bathhouses with a concrete boardwalk. Second project is, if you're out there and familiar, there's a long, about a quarter-of-a-mile beach walk. We're going to rip out the railroad ties on the Rank Pond side, put in new ones, and then resurface that to stone dust. Second project is we're going to third project, reconstruct underground utilities, a new electric service, and a brand new communications line. They've had no communications at their existing maintenance sheds, so that having the internet would be a good thing for them. Then the fourth project is a pole barn, which is a fancy name for a big shed to put their equipment in and keep it out of the weather. Next, here's a site plan of what the bathhouses will look like. Currently, it's kind of a wooden boardwalk in here, and the building here. Here's kind of a weird shape, and it's weird for people to walk through there. It's not a very easy thing to understand. The boardwalk, over time, the boards have started to curl up a little bit, and it's not a smooth surface. So this is proposing kind of a wing shape with bathrooms on both sides, being able to look through to Lower Rank Pond in this direction, and then resurface this area in concrete. Wanted to touch on, there was a peer review letter prepared by Stereotechnics, raised several comments. Just wanted to address those. Preservation of landscape. This project, and it's hard to see here, it's faint, but the old bathhouse kind of stuck down in this area. The pond is down in this area. We have taken the new bathhouses and moved them back 50 feet from the pond. And by doing that, we're going to be cutting some trees in this area and in this area here. Our proposal, and we haven't written that in the plans yet, is to work with the contractor to flag those trees that fall in that shoreline zone. Invite Mr. Neal out, and then we would replant trees in this area based on the shoreline zoning regs in this area that's being vacated by the existing bathhouse. We think there's enough area there to replant trees and meet the intents of the shoreline zone. The second issue is we had identified on our plans, and it's not on my presentation plan, but there's a riprap swale here and here. There's a bit of a slope, it's probably 2 or 3 feet, it slopes down. These 2 black dots represent outdoor showers. So folks coming up with sand are going to wash off here. So that running water all slopes down, and we know with continuing showers running and running and running, this area gets really wet and muddy. So we proposed that riprap swales is to pick up the sand and keep that so it's not muddy. It wasn't intended to be a drainage feature in any stretch of the means. It's only intended to reinforce the slopes here with the running water out of these outdoor showers. Now the concerns about the stormwater and the runoff off the roof, what we have done is expanded the concrete area. This dashed line represents the roof, and it's a peaked roof that runs in this direction, so we have water sheeting on this direction as well as this direction. The peer review engineer suggested a stone drip edge. But what we've done actually is extended the concrete out, so the concrete is going to act as a drip edge and disperse that energy from the water and let that run off in this direction. My opinion, and Owen and Chris who are here, I'm sorry, I don't think I introduced. Owen is the facilities director for the Bureau of Parks and Lands, and Chris is the Rank Pond Park Director. This is all very sandy soil. There's never been any ponding. When this runs off and gets into the areas that aren't already covered gravel, it just is absorbed into the ground. So we have minimally increased the amount of impervious area by about 3,000, a little more than 3,000 square feet. Over the size of the park, it's 388 acres. It's very insignificant. There is no way we're going to see any increase in runoff or any detriment, any adverse flow impacts to Lower Rank Pond. And the last issue that was raised was phosphorus export, which has to do with stormwater runoff and the amount of impervious. We can certainly run through the numbers if you want to prove it, but it is so insignificant. We've actually just gone through this exercise. We're working on several projects, I think 12 at Sebago Lake State Park. And we've gone through the exercise there to prove that the projects are much bigger, that we're still significantly under the existing phosphorus budget for the state park. And the same would be true for this park. It would be significantly lower than what the allowable budget currently is. With that, I'm happy to turn it back to the board and happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Anybody from the board wish to speak right now? I'll hold my comments, and I'll hold my comments till the end.
Okay, well, I was just saying, a couple things just from what you're saying there. The concrete is going to be under the drip edge, is that what you're saying?
Correct. So concrete, this will be a split-faced CMU building with a metal roof. The concrete extends out 8 feet in this direction, 6 feet in this direction, 6 feet in this direction. This whole area is concrete. This is all going to be replaced the boardwalk. This is all going to be concrete here, and then also out here to the gravel road where you drive in.
So how far from where the concrete, I know I said I was going to hold the comments to the end, but how far from where the concrete ends through your wide little section there is the actual shoreline?
Between the buildings, you mean?
No, I'm saying where it kind of comes out as a Y.
Oh, okay.
How
this
far
area
from
right
it?
here?
Yeah, I'm saying at the end of either one of those stubs, how
Okay.
far is it from there to the beach?
So the
Or the
beach
lake?
Yeah, the beach walk here is, I believe, about 8 feet wide, and then it's roughly another 50 to 60 feet. It varies, but 50 to 60 feet from that closest edge of the beach walk to the water.
Okay. So there's still, I mean, basically you're doing like a lip spreader, stuff's gonna roll off, it's gonna go into the sand, so it's not like these Ys get you right to 2 feet away from the water.
Exactly.
Okay.
And currently, these both exist, we're just putting concrete right over where there's existing gravel walkways.
And so those shower, that drainage area for the showers, the riprap there, that will absorb some of that water coming from the roofs as well,
Yeah.
you're thinking?
And I think the bigger part of that is the amount of sand that gets washed off. It gives it a place to accumulate, and it's like a trapezoidal shaped swale down this slope. So instead of going into the grass, it's going to go into this rock area, and when it accumulates, it makes it easier to go in, shovel it back out, and remove it.
And another question too, because I know Jim mentioned this in there about possibly a sewer line coming, public sewer or something, is that, or is it, what is going to be used, do you have a septic system there?
So we're going to reuse everything that's there. There's an existing pump station located right about here. We're going to replace the pumps, put in new pumps, but pipe everything to that existing wet well where the pumps are, and then continue to pump to the existing leach field. From this point forward, it's all going to be the same. There's going to be new piping in this area, and new septic tank, and a new pumps in the wet well.
Is the existing leach field capable of handling it? I mean, is that, you've done the calculations there?
Yeah, there's not going to be any change.
Okay,
Same number of.
same number of, I guess,
Showers.
showers and things going into it, right?
Toilets
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
That's what I, yeah, okay. Thinking of that.
They're gonna have the same amount of restrooms?
Yes.
That's what was basically just asked.
I'm surprised they never tied into the Auburn sewer.
We are.
You are tied in?
Yeah.
Is that-
I was gonna say that, even though that's real sandy down there, you guys gotta be somewhat on the edge of the aquifer. Where the lake is so close.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I do know that for the liquid sewer, it's going out to the.
Oh, it's picked up
Yeah,
Auburn,
Yeah,
okay.
and then the solids, we.
So it's just,
move out of the tank every
it's just
day.
the water from the showers that are going off in the riprap.
Yeah, and it'll
Yeah.
probably be less, because I think right now we have 3-foot showers that are like full strength, where these newer units will be more efficient, less water.
So you currently have a tie into the sewer line?
Yeah, there's
That
a
you're using now.
there's a force main. This building actually is going to interrupt the force main. We're going to route it around, and it ties back in right about in this area, and then it goes
Back up.
Okay. That doesn't need a lift station or anything, pump station? Push it out there as a gravity
But
pump?
that-
No.
You're gonna use the one on the corner?
Yeah, we're going
Push
to
it
use
up.
this one right here. We're going to replace the
Now
Want to
push it
replace
up.
all the internals and then
Yeah.
pump it back up.
Okay.
Well, I think anything to make it more accessible and better for the public, I think
Right.
is wonderful. So the utility dragon obviously comes off from Plains Road from looking at
Correct.
this. So are you recutting trees, you recutting a swath through? No?
Yep, the swath exists today.
It exists.
It's about 15 feet. You can walk it.
Okay.
It's a private service. CMP carries it in probably 50 feet, and then it becomes a private electrical service to the maintenance.
They put that in when they did the gatehouse.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, which, yeah, I think I have By the way, there's a color version of what it's going to look like.
Wow, a green roof to go with the foliage around. We like that.
So there won't be public access though from that, other than any private people walking privately from that, like the campground over there or whatever? I mean, as far as gaining entry to the park itself? Because on Plains Road, how far is that from Plains Road where those,
From here,
yes,
so this is just to the maintenance building. It's the park itself, the entrance, I believe, is right about here.
back this way, yeah?
No, it's-
Oh, is it?
I think it's,
I'm
It's
looking
back
at
that
it.
way.
this-
Further down, yeah.
Okay.
You're right.
yeah, it comes out here, and then I think we're about up in here.
Okay.
This is about a little over half mile, around 2,800 feet or something from here in here.
Okay.
Wasn't there originally a trail cut from near the campground? You could walk the trail into the state park at one time.
I'm not sure.
I think it's all grown up now, but I was thinking they cut it off.
I know that
Utilities.
we've walked this several times in the spring and early
Yeah,
summer,
it's-
and you can walk this whole
Yeah.
area. And you can see, there's
Loose
pedestals, you can see where the utilities are.
Because I thought they made an access for people that were camping in the campground that could walk over on a trail.
The park-
I know they cut a lot of trees there years ago.
Yeah, I think that was when they were building that.
Right.
Service, yeah.
I believe the intent will still be to have people come through the main park entrance to go do the booth.
Yeah, I think, other than the campground, because the Plains Road's all posted, no parking and so forth, so people aren't supposed to do that, so.
Yeah, the Youngs are fantastic. They buy like half a dozen passes, so folks they come over often.
Mhm.
Good. The other thing too, just, because one of my pet peeves is the exterior lighting, because some of the comments Jim Seymour made about, he wasn't sure that it had minimal impact, that you may not have to use full cutoff lighting. I'm not sure if you have a plan for lighting there at all, but
So we're not adding any light poles, there's gonna be lighting on the building, and those are all, I call them shoebox fixtures, but they're all downlit.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, I just, because of the water and the reflection across the lake, that's why I'm asking that question.
Yeah.
Seems like there's one other thing I think you covered it though, that was the wastewater disposal. But up to you, Jim.
I think, original application, did we hear back from everybody? I think Tom said he reached back out. Did we hear back from the fire rescue, sheriffs and all this other stuff that,
Tom's Fire Rescue, yeah.
you know, that's what I saw in there, so the other stuff really, no, I'm just saying that because, I mean, once again, unfortunately, there was an incident down there this year and so forth. I don't think they were impeded getting in there, unfortunately, for what occurred down there, but yeah.
There's no change to the instance, so.
Yeah, exactly, so that's all fine. And then it seemed like, the only other thing was, there's obviously a huge wetland area in here, and that's been laid out then, so we know where that is in case any other further development happens down there.
Portions of, we identified portions of it that were close to the pole barn, and we made sure we were outside the setback. So we had a wetland scientist go out, delineate it, and then measure up. And we are well outside the shoreline zone. I think it was 380 feet from the edge of the wetland to the nearest.
So is that totally delineated somewhere, because I didn't see it 100% in here? Is it delineated in this site plan?
No, because it happened after we submitted that.
Okay.
I have a sketch, and
Well, just,
And certainly-
if we approve this or conditionally approve
Yeah.
it, whatever we're gonna do tonight, just make sure that's part of it, so we understand where that wetland is, so we're not gonna ask anybody else to go and delineate that in the future if we have somebody that's, you know, a PE that can sign off on
Yeah.
that and so forth.
yeah, we had a soil scientist do the
Yeah.
delineation, and then he
Yeah.
sent it to me with a sketch, and I've added it to a plan. I just haven't.
Yeah, we'll just make sure that's gonna be part of the full.
Absolutely.
That sits here in the
Yeah.
files. Anybody else have any questions, concerns about this? I'll hold my comment on what I'm gonna say, because it's more an admin thing than your application thing, so I think I'm fine with anything here. We good with going through the checklist?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Everybody got notification, Sarah, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Thank you. That must have been a fun one to put out with all the people.
Oh, yeah.
I apologize, I haven't been down there in years. When I used to live in New Gloucester, I used to come out with a bunch of people and have some fun, play some softball and all that. So are there no docks, no out into the lake?
There is a handicap access.
There is one
right?
aluminum handicap access that goes down, and they can get their feet and transfer down and be in water up to their waist.
Okay.
That's only in the that's only in the water during the
During the season.
season.
Okay.
And so it's probably in the water for 4 or 5 months.
Okay, wonderful. So there is gonna be some cutting within the 100-foot setback or not?
Between the 100 and the 250, nothing.
So nothing within 100?
Correct.
So that one says that's not, oh, that's good. Sure. I didn't see in here, so there is gonna be a plan showing where the cutting's gonna occur.
Yeah, it's
Where on both sides of the bathhouse is kind of up here.
Yeah, the grading plan shows the
Yeah,
clearing
okay.
limits.
I apologize, I've been not as diligent as I needed to be on some of this stuff.
So do you plan to start the work on this year or in the fall or what?
So Owen could probably speak better. I know we're in the process of getting the documents reviewed by the state to go out to bid. There's federal money associated with these projects. I believe it needs to be encumbered this year. And then some of the projects, I believe, it's a weird process on how they're gonna get awarded.
Yeah, so the projects have to be encumbered, so the money has to be basically transferred from the federal government to the state before the new year. And the construction can start really anytime after we have our contracts in place. We have, this funding is statewide funding, so there was $50 million, we're now down to $16 million for the statewide projects. So there might be some cutting of various projects as we narrow down on what we're actually going to proceed with construction for, but we're hopeful that the projects that do have construction contracts encumbered are actually constructed. Probably it would happen between 2025 and 2026. So trying to avoid the summer season, of course, when the parks are the most busy. So.
Is there any priority from the state how they award those, the funds that you're looking for?
Yes, I mean, really addressing health and safety first. So, I mean, it's relating to sewer, septic systems that would impact human health and safety as well as environmental health are very high priority. And then, of course, we're very strongly focused on increasing accessibility to the parks. It's a big focus of the Bureau. And then there's those nice to have type things where we have nature centers and various elements that would really amplify the park experience, but those obviously come at a lower priority than health and safety.
Right, so,
How you doing?
well, I went through the checklist and checked everything, so if somebody wants to make a motion.
Is that the submission checklist you did?
Yes.
Okay, I can make a motion on that. I'll approve the submission checklist for the formal shoreline zone application, Ram Pond State Park, 26 State Park Road, map 6, lot 40A is complete.
Can I have a second, please?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? So before we go to the final, does anybody, based on this, want to do an on-site inspection or have a public hearing?
On-site inspection, only if you're bringing the barbecue stuff.
Well, as long as they let us in for free, I mean, we might want to do that. I mean, yeah,
I know someone.
Yeah, you can find someone, right?
So other than that, we good with that?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, so when we do the final on that,
Is there any other conditions you want to add to it?
no, just the phosphorus was fine, nothing's checked off here, so how do you want me to deal with this? You want me to just give them 30 points based on Or do you, or, I mean, it's either you or I have to accept it, so I'll just drop it back into your court, because you're the paid person in the room, so. How about I just do that, so that'll be fine with you then?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah.
Okay.
Take a
You do
motion
need
then.
the wetland, copy of the delineated
And-
wetland map.
Right, a copy of the, yeah, the wetland stuff.
I got a quick question for you people.
Sure.
Was the existing campground there, is that why the state chose not to make a camping area there? Like the rest of the, because you got Mount Blue, you got Lemoyne, you got Sebago State Park, those are all camping areas. And the one at Mount Blue, I know they got holding tanks, because the fellow told me that they hold, that nothing goes in the ground from the showers or the sewer or anything, they have to pump it. But where the camping ground was there, did the state make a choice of,
So
not having camping there?
Rang was never designed to have a campground.
yeah, because I mean, you got a lot of acreage
You got
there.
Bradbury, very close.
Yeah.
And Sebago, they were basically, they saw a need for a day-use park that could be filled in the community, so that
Right.
was the decision that they made. And obviously, there's an abundance of campgrounds in the area as well.
Oh, yeah, you've got them over here, and then you've got Poland Spring, and then you've
There's
got
three,
Rain
there's,
Pond.
there's three around the
Yeah.
pond, I believe. And so, yeah, I think that was, those were the decisions that
Right.
the Bureau made in the 70s, and
Right.
Okay.
it's interesting how they project the uses for the various parks down the road.
Right. Well, I think that a lot of the existing campgrounds that are here now were here before
Yep.
the state park was built, and I think that's probably why they made the choice.
All right, so,
All right, on that-
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a motion, Jim. So,
Yeah.
hold on. I'd like to make a motion that we approve the shoreline zoning application for Grand Pond State Park, 26 State Park Road at map 6, lot 40A, with the condition the wetland delineation is brought into you. Is that it? Okay. And,
No sidewalk, no public hearing.
yeah, no public hearing and no sidewalk. So.
Second.
discussion? All those in favor? Well, thank you all for coming in. We appreciate that, the Jewel in Poland's being more accessible to not just people in Poland, but everybody that's local to here. Obviously, just bring in, oh, that's my last question. $1,100 and something on application fees for this? Why, or was this something I missed in the reading? There were checks delivered for $1,100 and something for,
Just escrow.
oh, it was
Escrow.
escrow. Okay,
Yeah.
so when it said checks, I thought it was like the application
No.
fee and then this. So that's
Escrow.
just escrow
So-
for the third party.
Once we get that.
Right, because so
then
it's
we
700,
pay
it was 700 at
then
least
the rest
for the-
back. Yes.
I was going like, no
We won't
wonder
keep
people
it
have heart
forever.
attacks when they try to do something like this.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
no, that included escrow. It just
Gotcha,
seemed- yeah.
wonderful, well, thank you on that. So. All right, any other questions, reach out to the professional staff and congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a good evening.
Well, I was glad to see that develop down in there, because it was nothing but piles of sand there years and years ago.
So come on down
Looks
to
nice.
trunk or treat.
Oh, yeah, I've been down before.
I'm excited that the town wants to come back again,
Yeah.
so.
Everybody likes to ride their bikes down there.
Yeah, yeah, we had a little discussions about some pickleball court,
And-
but I don't know if they found another spot for it. I think that the deal breaker was, I know pickleballers want to play like at 6 in the morning, and we can't let people behind the gate until after 9.
Right. No, it's a nice place down there.
All right, so,
That would've been fun by itself.
we're gonna go into our findings of facts, and gentlemen, have a great evening.
Thank you for coming in.
The first one is for the Poland Animal Hospital, Vet Corps of Poland, 1195 and 1197 Main Street, map 39, lots 29 and 30. I have a chance to review this.
Yeah, there's- I think it's okay with me on that one.
The only,
Other people.
Yeah, I'm good with everything except for I don't know how I say this. The neighbor of the vet
What is the pin?
wanted the pin delineated, didn't need to see the pin above ground, but needed to see where it was marked. We were told supposedly it was underneath the sidewalk and they wanted it with a metal detector. So I still would like to see that done.
During the conditions.
What's that?
It's in the
Yes.
conditions.
Okay, and I just, once again,
Believe they said at the last one that they were gonna do it during construction.
during construction, okay. And the only reason I say that is unfortunately I have a Labradoodle and he goes over there to get his haircut. And so,
You ought to get charged extra.
oh no, I get the, why is Pauline gonna do that? And I was just like, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. All right, so,
All right, I'll make a motion that we approve the findings, facts, and conclusions law for the full site plan, Poland Animal Hospital Vet Corner of Poland, I guess they call it that. They call it the vet corner?
Vet core.
Oh, vet core,
Vet
okay.
core is
Okay, I was thinking it's on the corner.
Yeah, no, it's-
Is that why they got it?
No.
Oh,
That's what
it's-
threw me. Okay, 195 and 197 Main Street, map 39, lots 29 and 30.
we have a second, please.
Second.
Discussion? My discussion is, this was approved back in May 28th.
Yes. Was that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
She said
We had a
yes.
couple-
I know it
Yeah,
was a while ago,
absolutely.
but
It
it
was-
just, that
it-
seems like a little too far in the past.
It was,
With this third-party
did
review,
not,
with a second, third party,
and the second, third party
Okay.
did
I
not,
ended up doing this one myself. 'cause I
Okay.
couldn't get it
yeah.
done
Once again,
in
that's
fashion.
fine. And we're gonna have the folks sign off on that, and then the next one is the formal site plan review. Town of Poland, 1211 Main Street, map 40, lots 2 and 3. I think you said you had an issue with something on this, or wanted to bring something up.
Well, I just have a comment on it because I wasn't here when that was taken up and approved. And my comment is, and I didn't have a copy of that in here, did we? In this one?
What?
That, for the finding of facts of anything?
Yeah,
But-
Yeah, it's
it's the last one.
The
Last one.
Okay. But I guess what I'm looking at is,
Sure.
when I sit here and I look at that light right over there on that building, and it shines right square at me, that is not a cutoff, that's not cutoff lighting. And I think in that entire park area, I know driving by, especially in the wintertime, it's very glaring. And I don't know if that was addressed in there, in those approvals. So can you tell me that? Because I wasn't here for that meeting, so I don't know.
It's on
We didn't-
page 3, there's
we didn't-
exterior.
Is it?
We didn't approve.
Approve anything for the parking at all, this is basically the library and parking areas.
Yeah, it's the library.
Okay.
So the parking area lights are full cutoff.
So this doesn't get addressed in
No.
that?
No,
Okay.
because it's an existing.
Right.
Well, it's an
And we-
existing, but I just thought it was part of the complex. That's why I'm saying it wasn't,
Yeah.
because it's part of the complex.
No, it's not that part of the complex. We're on it deals with the other side.
But they're coming back, so if you want to address that.
So, yeah, so,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
basically what they're saying is, this is the library stuff.
Okay,
So the,
I can hold off.
well, no, I think you made your point, so.
And,
But for the library, it does say it's gonna be full cutoff.
right.
Correct.
Right, so,
So-
But what George is saying
Right.
is.
I know, he's
is-
worried about current over here, but that's not part of the
Right,
plan.
but over there, actually, the other side, though,
There
like in the
is.
winter when they have skating and
I have
whatever else
asked
there.
them to turn that one, and they still haven't.
Yes, we have asked.
So they need to put a different type of light in evidently, because it does, it's like, well, hey, the town can spend money on everything else so freely, let's have them fix that.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, I appreciate that, but this, once again, this was for the library lot and that only. So
Okay.
when the municipal complex one comes up, and then we can make our points known on that.
Okay. Sounds
That.
good.
I think the one on the park
they need
and the
to-
one for the skating rink, I think somebody turned that one down a little bit. It doesn't seem to be glaring right in your face like it was.
Yeah, they
Well,
need
if I'm
to-
not here, you guys know how I feel.
Oh, yes.
You can-
Well,
I'll
when it
work
comes back,
on
that's
full
fine.
cutoff lighting.
Okay, I'll
All
make
right.
a motion on that one then too, if you want.
Yep.
I'll make a motion to approve the formal site plan review for Town of Poland, 1211 Main Street, map 40, lot 2 and 3.
Can I have a second, please?
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor? All right. Well, that concludes everything except for we've got to reorganize, so who wants to sit in the big boy chair? Anybody want this chair?
I make a motion Jimmy stays there.
Before you do, yes, you can, everybody can yes, everybody can stay where they are for another,
For 1 year.
for one more year. And then we would have to reorganize
gotta
completely.
reshow.
Yes.
But still, I'm just asking if anybody would like to sit here.
Cheryl?
Thank you.
I'd love to give it to Heather, but she's still an alternate, but if you'd like to sit in the chair here, that's.
I'll earn my stripes.
Oh, no, it's everything.
Can I make a motion?
That's what I
Yep,
can't sign
you can
it.
do it.
Well,
I'll make a
George-
motion that we
George already did.
put
You
George
have to
Green in his
second.
chair.
Oh,
I made a motion that.
yeah,
Jim
we have
already
to
is
vote on
the floor.
George's first. George made the motion for Jim to be, now if nobody seconds,
Well, I thought John seconded it.
Second.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I probably didn't.
Wait, what are we doing?
Say it.
So the motion, the motion that's on for right now
George
is
is
that
just trying to get it.
Jim
moved.
stays as chair, John seconded, so we have to have a vote. If,
Heather can vote on this, right? Or
No.
reorganization?
No.
because we have a full board.
Okay. Well, she's part of it, Alden's part of the full board.
So I second.
So now we have to have a vote.
All right, all those in favor? I'm gonna abstain, obviously.
Okay.
All right,
Looks like
we need a motion for vice chair.
Yes. So you will remain chair. It passes.
Make a motion,
John?
make George vice chair.
Let's say, John, you.
Too late. Motion made, George. All right.
I'll
He
second
saw that,
that.
he saw that coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were quick on that. That's an excellent learning curve.
Yeah.
So, all right, discussion, all those in favor?
Staying on that one too.
All right, then we gotta do what?
As secretary.
Secretary.
Secretary. Keep wanting to say treasurer, secretary,
Make a
so.
motion, John stays secretary.
Was I the secretary?
Because it comes in so handy.
You're going to be.
I'm seeing you write a few notes down.
Yes. I thought she was the secretary.
Recording secretary.
Recording
Recording.
secretary.
So I'll second that.
If she's not here, you take the notes.
So, any discussion, all those in favor?
Okay.
All right, any other business? Heather?
I will not be here on October 8th.
Jim?
I'm good.
John? The only thing I wanted to bring up, and I don't know how we address this, I kind of dislike getting the third-party stuff. I appreciate that you gave it to us on Monday through an email, Sarah. But I thought all the stuff that we rejiggered here gave a little bit more time, made sure that the applicants get all their stuff in.
Yes.
That the third-party reviewer needs to either be reminded or they can't get it done. And I dislike the fact that somebody's on vacation with a company as big as Sebago, that they can't have somebody else. Not saying that that was this thing, but it's happened before.
No, that was, then it
Oh,
was
that was
us.
this time as well?
And it was us pushing and saying, where is it, and no email contact, no phone
So
picking up.
I just
no-
feel like if
I
we're
know we can
asking,
fix this.
what's that?
I know we can fix this. We can bring it right up at budget season.
Okay, well, then we'll address it then, I guess. It's, because we're asking people that are not well versed in this book, that are trying to start a business, that if they don't get stuff into your office in time, then it's gonna wait another 2 weeks, but our third-party reviewer should be able to complete stuff on time. So that's the only thing I had, and it's not a shot at anybody, but I just think it's important that if we ask applicants to get their stuff on time, that our people that work for us, that are getting paid from the
Right.
administration here, get their stuff back to us in a timely fashion, so that we can effectively read it on a weekend instead of
Mhm.
reading it on a Monday, or myself when I came in tonight. So.
Right.
Other than that, I'm good. George?
I have one thing, I'm not sure how many of you have been watching the news, but I saw an article recently, it's on floating camps on lakes, and it's here in Maine, it's happening. And they have like these big, big floats. I don't know about Sebago, but some of the ones up north,
No, they're not legal.
They're not legal.
well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, they're popping up, so do we need to address that as far as
No.
Or
just
is
as
it
a
the state law
precaution?
that addresses
There's a
that?
state law that already addresses that, and what is it, how far, like what, 2 feet, 5 feet from the shore is complete state?
Oh, yeah, but I
Well-
mean, they've been fighting on Moosehead Lake for years.
Yeah.
But
Well,
the problem is that there's no enforcement.
Well, I know, and I was gonna say, because that was where I saw the pictures of it, was on Moosehead Lake, there was 2 or 3 of them, I think.
So is
If
that
there's
why,
something
like,
for-
Lurk won't deal with it, or is it?
Well, no, it's supposed to be DEP,
Oh, DEP is supposed to do
Yeah.
and inland fisheries, but
it. Okay.
it's one of those things that.
There is a rule,
No one, there's
but-
a rule, but there's no one there to enforce it. If there's a floating structure out in the middle of one of these ponds, there's nothing I can do about it.
Well,
Right.
Until they start polluting it with their septic, and then you.
No, even then, we don't have jurisdiction.
Right, because
You don't have any,
jurisdiction.
yeah.
Okay.
And I guess the other thing too, though, I mean, regarding it, wasn't it in the new state law regarding something with the effect of 300 feet offshore for like, what's that?
Was it wakeboarding?
Well,
Well,
for
creating waves.
wakeboarding and making big waves along the shore because of erosion and things like that. So, I don't know, I think there's something about that and with Sea-Doos too, you know, doing their maneuvers in and around the shoreline. So they said that, seems like I saw this on the news, it's been a couple of weeks, I can't remember exactly the whole parameters of it, but it was about, you know, making the big wakes and plus being kind of dangerous to be in that close to shore because could be people
Swimmers.
swimming in the water, you know, and so, anyway, it's just, I don't know if we've seen anything about that, not that the town and we can do anything about it, but I just wanted to kind of throw it out there for people
Or seeing
here.
if they've had complaints or anything?
I don't know, evidently they have, because it was one of the things that just passed and it went into effect, like, whenever all the other state laws went into effect here recently. so.
It's good they pass laws that they don't enforce.
Right, you're probably
Yeah.
right, I mean, the same
That's-
thing,
that's,
'cause
you know,
we see
that's-
that too, a lot.
That's why
I
everybody
mean,
does what they
one
want
of
to
those
do regardless
boats
of what,
comes-
right?
I know, one of those wake boats comes down the shore and it's like getting a tidal wave, you know? I mean, well.
You know, it's quite common to see one of them, what you were describing on Lake Winnipesaukee.
Mhm.
But you know where they have a lot of them? The Great Lakes. They live right on them out there.
Jim, I'm sorry, I've
Yeah.
been working since about 4:30
Okay,
this
you
morning,
can-
so I'm not
Right.
trying to get into conversation
No.
about stuff that doesn't affect us. Cheryl, do you have anything?
I do not.
Scott, you good, or you got
Uh,
stuff?
I will not be here at the next meeting.
Okay,
Jim is supposed to be here.
okay.
Because we have
What's the date of the next
at least
meeting?
one application that's commercial that's going to be here.
Yes.
What would be the
Then
date?
that would be the
The
10th,
10th by the looks.
and we will have meetings on the 10th and the 24th, because we have applications
Yeah,
for both.
applications.
Okay.
Right. Well, without,
When are we voting for the school, when's the school board? vote?
So
The 10th, right?
tomorrow night is the budget
budget
validation,
It was
and
the
the
15th?
15th,
15th is.
I believe, is the actual town vote.
September?
Is that-
Yes, September, sorry,
September.
I thought it was.
15th or 17th, whatever that
No, it
is.
Yeah, the district meeting is the 4th, and then
Sunday.
the vote, the referendum vote's on the 17th.
I'm sorry,
17th.
17th, that's right.
17th.
It's on
Yeah,
the- it's on
whatever the
website.
Tuesday is,
Yeah.
in that time frame, is when the actual towns vote. But tomorrow night is the budget validation at the
Yeah.
school, high school.
Can you vote early on that?
Once they
Once they-
do theirs tomorrow night, we can then give out absentee ballots. But we can't give them out beforehand because that's illegal.
I thought the vote was September 5th. I thought tomorrow
No,
night was the
4th.
meeting.
The 4th on the site. It is the 4th.
Tomorrow was just the meeting, the RSU
4th is
meeting, and then I
Wednesday.
thought the actual voting on the articles was the 4th or the 5th.
The 4th's on Wednesday.
And then the
Yes, I'm sorry,
polls
I'm
is
in
the
the wrong month.
17th.
I'm in the
The
wrong month.
17th.
I'm in
Okay.
September, we talked about September and.
September 4th, they
I'm-
vote on
it's
it,
been a
and
long
we
day for
vote
me
on
too.
it 2 weeks
So-
later.
Yes,
Yes.
September 5th, I apologize. September 5th is the budget validation meeting.
Yeah.
And then the 17th is the actual voting by the towns. Yes.
So there's no voting at that meeting, the budget meeting?
tomorrow night?
No, not tomorrow
You could
night.
just go and find out what
What's
the
on
new
it.
cuts are and ask
If
for
there are.
further information.
They're
Well, we'll leave that alone.
400,000 they
Yeah.
cut, are
Oh.
supposed to be cutting, but I don't know what they're cutting.
Yeah, they didn't release
They're also
that.
talking about the $10.2 million heating thing too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
When I made that motion.
Once again, I wanna go home and go to sleep, so I don't wanna get into the RSU stuff, because I don't even deal with that crap during budget season,
You want
so.
to sleep well for next week?
Sarah, when I made that motion,
So, Sarah, do you have anything else other than the applications and stuff that's coming
Um,
before us?
I had something, but it's gone from my brain, so we're gonna go with no.
Well, then, we appreciate that. Wasn't a Carl Doucette meeting, but we were in and out in like 42, 43 minutes. Actually, the clock's wrong, so it's almost probably like 50 minutes, but,
45.
so can I
Make
take
a
a?
motion to adjourn.
All right, may I have a second? Second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Second.
Thank you, good night, everybody.
You want these?
Yes.